play the game with the people that writing the rules. Ain't the fame that I'm after when paying the dues. I've been through the pain that's reflected in the attitude. Might be winning now, but the thing is that I had to lose. So go and tell me what you really want to do. And lonely at the top, cause there ain't a lot of room. Ain't no other option, it's all I ever knew. So I'ma get it poppin', you know how I'ma do. I've been down through the blood and the sweat. Guarantee you can know I'm a threat. I've been down through the blood and the sweat. And I ain't close to being done yet, I'm going all in. Yeah, I'm going all in. And I ain't close to being done yet, I'm going all in. Yeah. They know I'm going all in.
What is up, faithful? It's another episode of the Niner Boys podcast. Myself, Mr. Pete, and Brandon by my side. We're going to have a great show today. We're going to talk a little bit about the schedule. We're going to talk a little bit about rookies mini camp and just have a great time. Before we proceed, I just want to clarify something real quick. There was a little bit of mix-up in scheduling. We apologize that our guests that we had scheduled to be on today are not able to make it, but it is still a full house. Myself, Peter, and Brandon here tonight to keep you guys entertained for the next hour. With that said, Pete, I'm going to put your solo so they can see all your platforms. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. Like, it's just another day, another day. Like 49er football. We got the we got the rookie mini camps to talk about, as well as like the schedules coming out, full schedules coming out tomorrow. So yeah, let's get it.
Awesome, Brandon, you're up, buddy. How you doing, sir?
Yes, sir. I'm doing well. It's Tuesday. Schedule release comes out tomorrow, so I'm pretty stoked about that. Rookie mini camp went on last week, so I'm sure we'll get into that as well. But yeah, excited to be back. Sorry I missed out last week, but I'm back. I'm ready. Let's talk about Niner football, baby. Let's go.
Let's go. Absolutely. Listen, guys. So a lot of you already heard, if you're not on X, formerly known Twitter, a lot of those reporters have mentioned that the Niners are going to be opening weekend on Monday Night Football, and they shall be hosting the Green Bay. Oh my goodness, I knew I was going to mess it up. The New York Jets, Aaron Rodgers, Robert Saleh. You got who else? You got Solomon coming back. You got a bunch of guys that left and went to New York.
Yeah,
that is coming back. That'll be interesting. What do you guys think about opening up the new year in 2024 at home? Finally, we open up at home. But on a Monday night game. Whoever wants to go first, take it.
Go ahead, Pete.
Go ahead.
You want me to go? Okay, I'll go.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll go ahead.
I'm pretty excited. It's just another Aaron Rodgers ass whooping. To me, I can't wait. Especially we got a primetime game week 1. We haven't had that in a minute.
Go ahead and say something now.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear now?
I can. Well,
All right, let's
I
go.
can hear y'all.
Start. Go for it. I'm sorry.
Okay, you can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. So
Basically, can't hear us.
Yeah, I'm stoked about the matchup for a couple of reasons. Aaron Rodgers, I've never been a big Aaron Rodgers guy. So, I love anytime the 49ers get a chance to stick it to Aaron Rodgers for multiple reasons. But it's just, it's going to be. And plus, on top of it, Shanny's got to let Salah know that he's never going to be over his mentor. So yeah, I'm super excited for that game.
Absolutely. Real quick, I just want to say welcome to Daniel Burry Sports Niners Throwback. We got Jimmy in the house. What's up, Jimmy? We got Don Dotson. Please don't forget to smash that like button on all channels. Please don't forget to subscribe to all the channels. Who else do we have on here? Niners Faithful Forever. Crazy guys in the house. What's up, crazy guy? We got Roberto Davis in the house. Can you guys hear us now? Let me know. We got Red Jet Shao. What's up, girl? Good to see you. Good to see you. How is everyone doing tonight? Hope everyone is doing great. Let me get back to this channel real quick. Make sure they can hear us. Let me know if you guys can hear us when I'm showing the comments. I would appreciate that. I'm trying something different. I'm trying to show comments, but no video.
Got you.
So are you able? Yeah, okay. So can you hear us when the comments are being displayed? I just want to make sure that works. But they say yes. So we open up with Aaron Rodgers. We open up with that team.
Terradome, what's up?
Terradome.
What's up, Terradome? I'm excited that we're opening up on a Monday night. How many primetime games do you think we're going to get? Obviously, we're starting out with one primetime game, Monday night. I've also heard that we might have another Monday night, but it hasn't been confirmed. How many primetime games do you think the Niners should have this year?
I'll say 4 or 5. Yeah. To be honest, I think we'll have maybe one Thursday night game.
Two of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's I think they had 5 last year, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, I think that's probably going to be what it ends up being. How many was the most that any team had?
6.
I think 5, right?
No, 6. I forgot what team it was. I think the Cowboys had 6.
Okay. Yeah, I think 5 is probably the sweet spot because they don't like the 49ers. The league doesn't like the 49ers. So I'm surprised that we had 5 last year.
That's why I'm so surprised we got a home opener Monday Night Football for week 1.
Well, I think I will say this. I think what ends up happening is the 49ers are finally throwing the ball and making explosive plays. It's not just a run the ball type of offense anymore. So, and they're not playing just smash mouth football. At least they didn't last season. I think we're going to get back to that a little bit, but yeah, I think that Purdy throwing the ball around the yard is a big reason for the league kind of giving them some more shine on primetime.
I can see that.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, but I'm excited that we're opened up on a Monday night. I'm fired up to see us, especially opening up at home. I'm so tired of always playing on the road, 2 games or 1 game, and then we had to fly home. Finally, when was the last time we opened up at home? It had to be a few years, right?
Who did we play last year?
Last year we opened up in Pittsburgh.
Oh, in Pittsburgh, and then it was the Bears the year before that.
Yeah. And the year before that, it was. I forgot what team.
Oh, the Lions, right?
The Lions,
the
yeah,
Lions? It was
or
the
somebody.
Lions.
But we
Yeah,
have.
I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure it
think
was
we
the
played at
Lions.
home.
I can't
Yeah, it's
think
been
of
a
the
minute.
last time they've had the game at home. But I'd rather them get those road games out of the way early. Like I kind of like the fact that they get those a lot of home games like towards the end.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. Yeah, me too. I listen. The Niners this year is going to be an interesting situation at quarterback. The Brock Purdy 30 going into his 30 year with the full healthy offseason, the whole Brandon Ayuk situation. Bosa is going to be in training camp on time, so I expect Bosa to have a great year like he always does.
20 plus.
Let me ask you guys a question real quick before we proceed on the schedule. I need an honest opinion. Do you think the people that we brought in to kind of replace Eric Armstead will be enough to help us stop the run, or do you guys legitimately believe that the run might be an issue for us to stop? Do you think we'll get better, be the same, or get worse based on the personnel we have now compared to what we had last year?
You want to go first?
You go first, and then I'll go after.
So I want to say that the run defense is going to go back to what it was.
Okay.
And for a couple of reasons. It's not necessarily the defensive tackles, because honestly, it wasn't the defensive tackles. They weren't the reason why our run defense was so good prior. Prior to Wilkes being our defensive coordinator, they used their corners in run support. They used everybody. They were a really attacking style defense, and they really focused on getting upfield and then letting their linebackers kind of clean up the mess. And I think they're going to get back to that. And so it's not going to be really on the defensive line. I don't think the defensive line really had a lot to do with our run defense prior. I think we just had really good. We did have good defensive linemen, but they were told to get up the field quick, and then that would force those running backs to go in certain directions, and then the linebackers were just there to clean it up. But did a lot of gang tackling, and I think we're going to get back to that this season. So I'm pretty confident that run defense. It doesn't matter that Eric Armstead's not going to be there, because even when Eric Armstead was missing games before, and they still had no problem stopping the run. So
Yeah.
I don't think it really has much to do with him.
I agree. I think the same thing. I think we're gonna go back to being a dominant run defense. I think we'll be fine, especially in the middle now that Ark's gone and we have an addition piece in that area. I think we'll be okay. I ain't worried about it, honestly. I think the more worried I am is just the O line still. Even though we did get something in the draft, I'm still just I don't know. I'm still skeptical about that right side, man. But yeah, so yeah, that's me. What about you, Beto?
Do I want an improvement on the right side? Obviously. Do I feel comfortable going in another year with McKivitz? And the head scratcher is, why aren't the Niners trying to bring in someone that can at least compete with McKivitz? Whether McKivitz wins the job or not, at least compete. Somebody that can put pressure on McKivitz to even get better or to lose his job. I know they signed this guy Herbert, a tackle, but I mean, this guy is going to be probably practice squad material. Do I see him competing for that spot? No. I know we got Pooney, but is Pooney really going to play tackle? I think they brought in more for guard. So where's the competition for McKivitz? I understand we went to the Super Bowl with this offensive line, but I also understand we lost the Super Bowl because of that offensive line, particularly on the right side. When is Kyle Shanahan going to get his head out of his blank and address these issues? and bring competition at that side. It boggles me that they continue to move on and years come and go, and they just don't really pay too much attention to that offensive line. I don't get it. I guess I'm not going to get it. Kyle has his ways to do things the way he thinks he can, control situations, make motions, play call and scheme the offensive line a certain way. But at the end of the day, when you got a pass rusher that is a top 5, top 10 pass rusher, I don't care how many ways you're trying to scheme it, they're going to penetrate. And how many sacks did he give last year? McKivitz?
I don't know how many sacks he gave.
I don't remember exactly.
I think he gave up like 10 or 11.
Yeah, but so speaking of
right.
speaking of the O-line and McKivitz, remember Niners just signed offensive tackle Chris Hubbard. So that's probably going to be McKivitz's competition right there.
You think so? Because to me, he looks like he's just, going to be there. They're going to cut him, then bring him back on, put him on the.
Yeah, I don't know, because looking at the clips that we have on him when he was with Tennessee, right? He looks pretty dominant. I'm not gonna lie. So we'll see.
But he's moving around for a reason. I mean, he's popping around. He's not on a stable team. When you got these guys getting signed this late, you got to wonder why. Because if they were very good at what they do, would have been available this late? Probably not. I don't know. What's your thoughts, Pete?
So first off, he gave up 9 sacks. He gave up 9 sacks,
right?
Yeah, McKivitz.
Okay.
And he gave up 59 pressures.
Woo.
And he ranked 48th among 85 qualified tackles.
That's terrible.
It's pretty bad. Now, Hubbard, it could be. I honestly think, they're telling you, they told you already what their thought process is. And I think people just think that that Lynch and Shanny are blowing smoke sometimes. But sometimes you just got to trust what they're saying. And they said that they are fine with going with McKivitz. They also said that Jalen Moore is talented. So, is Jalen Moore his competition? I don't know.
Oh, he's terrible. I hope not.
I think he's terrible as well. But that, like, the 49ers have this weird way of looking at offensive linemen, and they think that I think Shanny really thinks of offensive linemen as literal just like pylons. And if they just put a body in between them and the pass rusher, that couple of seconds that it takes the pass rusher to go around him is enough. and that's it. That's good enough. But McKivitz can't even run block. So I don't know what the upside, why they like McKivitz. I think that they messed up in the draft. I'm going to say it, not just this year, but last year as well. And as far as the tackles go, I think that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your reasoning is. You have to, if you're not going to do it in the draft, then you have to do it in free agency. You have to do it though. And they're just basically saying, we're just going to go ahead and go with it. And I just don't. I think a lot of people just don't agree. And just because he's Shanny is not going. Shanny's going to say, well, look at the numbers and look at all the points I put up. And that, so whatever we say doesn't really matter because he's going to put up stats regardless.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we're never going to truly figure out what Shanahan is up with the whole offensive line. Now,
I think he can't. I honestly think that he does a. I don't think that he is able to judge that type of talent. Just look at the people that they brought in. They tried to say that Aaron Banks was this, that, the third in zone blocking when he was He wasn't good in zone blocking in the beginning. Like they had to let him sit a year and completely transform his body to make him a viable offensive lineman on this squad. They had to trade for Trent Williams, but everybody else, who have they drafted?
Yeah, they got Brindle in there that they brought in free agency.
They can't evaluate talent. They just cannot evaluate offensive line talent unless it's proven already. And that's the issue, is that they think of everything through the lens of the 49er way, and they have to be 49er guys, if that makes sense. Like they value the personalities more than they value the talent. And I really think that that's what it is, because if you look at all their picks, that like they just don't care about draft position. They don't care about any of that. It's really weird. It's really weird, but it's worked so far. So they're going to keep doing it until the wheels fall off.
Yeah. It seems they're going to continue to follow that mantra. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't go after any defensive ends in this draft. This draft was a little bit different. They got 2 offensive linemen. One early and one a little bit late. They got a running back once again, although they waited an extra round to get. We'll see how that works. But I don't understand why they had to move up. I like this kid, Gorendo, but he's never started but once. I shouldn't say never, but he only had one start in his career in college. He was mostly a backup. He has speed, big guy, but my question is, you don't draft running backs very well. Now you're giving up 2 number 5s to move up and get a running back that has only started once in his career in college. What would you think the thought process of Kyle and John? And I don't even blame John Lynch on this one. I blame this pick solely on Kyle. Am I wrong by saying that, guys?
No. No, not at all, because if you haven't been paying attention, Kyle runs the whole thing.
Yes,
when he says he wants a guy, they're going to get that guy. And John Lynch has said that multiple times. He said that multiple times, like that, hey, when Kyle wants a guy, I mean, if Kyle feels strongly enough about it, he's going to pound the table for certain guys. They just go out and they go get him. And that's, unfortunately, it hasn't worked out for those picks. but Gorendo, I like Gorendo. And I think that if you really listen to his presser, there was a lot to like in there.
Do you like him for 2 5th picks they give up to move up? Do you like him that much, bro?
Well, honestly? We'll find out. Because this is the thing. What are the reasons why Elijah Mitchell and Jordan Mason? What are the reasons why Elijah Mitchell and Jordan Mason don't get carries? Elijah Mitchell can't stay healthy. I really feel like they're afraid to throw him out there because he might get hurt in a backup role, and then Jordan Mason can't block and he can't run routes. So and Isaac Gorendo can run routes. He's really good at catching the ball out of the backfield. He's actually a really good pass blocker as well, and he has the speed, and he's used to being a one cut and go runner.
Okay.
So I think that it's not necessarily that he's not a starter as much as it is that he's going to be a fit for what the 49ers do. And so I think that, I mean, Kittle had 0 reception production in college. And he turned into one of the best tight ends ever. For even a pass catching. So it's I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen with Isaac Gorendo, but what I'm saying is that it's possible. And I think that he has a leg up over TDP and Trey Sermon because he's faster and he's more athletic than both of them. He has more things going for him. He's already good at blocking. He's already good at just being a one cut and go guy. He doesn't dance.
And I think they also drafted him too because of his speed as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And it kind of reminded kind of reminded them of Raheem Mostert when they had Mostert.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a one speed runner. I mean, this guy doesn't. He's not able to juke very well. He's not able to break in and out of his cuts. He's just a straight runner. I hope that this guy is the real deal. I liked him in college, but I wanted the Niners to draft him, but I don't know if I wanted the Niners to give up 2 number 5s to move up and get him. But if he plans out, we're not going to worry about those 2 extra 5th round picks. If he doesn't, boy, oh boy, are we going to be talking about that conversation years to come.
We're going to be talking more about Pearsall if that didn't work out. I'll tell you that.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we're going to be talking about that. If it doesn't work out, and this is the thing, I don't want to talk anything about these guys before we've even seen them play, but like I think Pearsall's going to have a ton of pressure on him to perform. And when he's out there, anytime he's out there, when he's out there, I mean, just in rookie minicamp, people were looking for something out of him. They wanted something to show why they picked him where they did. And I mean, he's going to have to show it. Otherwise, there's going to be a ton of pressure. The fans will turn on you in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah.
So, and they will turn on Shanny and Lynch in a heartbeat if they feel like they wasted that first round pick and they could have gotten, I don't care who it was, they could have gotten any offensive lineman. Like, it wouldn't have mattered. There was tons of people there at that spot that they could have gotten. And if he doesn't end up being worthy of a first round pick, it's going to be problems.
And I think another
they're
thing
still going to win games.
Yeah, I think another thing too with him as well is I think after seeing CMC slow down in the Super Bowl on that big run that he had, I think they're like, okay, we need speed in the backfield for sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
we'll
speed
see how
was,
it works
speed
out.
across. It was all the way across the whole draft. They were going for speed.
Yeah, speed and to me, they sound like they were going for speed and they were going for players that had played enough in college. I mean, 5 years. These guys are 24. It's more like they were not trying to get the one with the higher ceiling, but they were trying to get, projectively your Brock Purdy's with experience. They were looking for experience at every position that they drafted for the most part. What I've been hearing in this draft, great, and and this is not me being biased because I'm a Florida State fan, but the kid that we drafted, Green, Renardo Green, in the second round, I heard he's been looking good in camp. What have you guys been hearing about him so far in rookie camp?
You want to go first?
You can go ahead, Pete. I'll go after.
So,
hey, Beto, look at the
what I heard. Well, you get conflicting reports. The people that were bigging him up were saying that he was just dominant. Well, but from what I understood, he was dominant in press man, and when he was lined up in press man, he was not so hot when lined up in off coverage, and which was the tape on him was that when he has to play zone, he's not as good, and he got beat on a double move and had to grab Ricky Pearsall. Ricky Pearsall didn't catch the ball, but he bit on a double move in rookie minicamp and got burned. But there was no catch, so they didn't really talk about it.
Oh, okay. The kid that I'm really looking forward and seeing, and hopefully he's productive, is the kid they took out of Arizona in the 4th round, the receiver, the 5'8". Cowing. Yeah, this kid, he reminds me a lot in the style that he has to prove a lot. Although Steve Smith was an inch taller, He was 5'9", but he played with a lot of heart. I'm not saying he's going to be a Steve but Smith, but he has a lot of dog in him, kind of like the way Steve Smith, when he came out of college, and even Steve Smith, before he knew where he was going to get drafted at, spoke and broke down the tape of this kid and spoke highly of him. And, you know, receivers tend to know receivers, right? Based on the route running, based on the way they cut, the way they catch. And he had a lot of positive things to say about this kid, Cowing. So what do you guys thought of this 5'8" guy? You think he's going to be used a lot? I know at first he's going to be on special teams. Maybe he doesn't cut in the starting lineup at all this year, but eventually, can you guys see him? Obviously in the slot, but do you see him with a lot of screens thrown his way and just let him do his thing after the screen?
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
See it happening. I think we're talking about Purcell, right?
No,
we're talking about Cowing.
Cowing.
Counting. Yeah, I could see that. It just, I don't know. It's just gonna depend on how he is in training camp and everything too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like now, come training camp, he's gonna have the Debo Samuel. He's gonna have the Brandon Ayuk, right? He's gonna have the veteran receivers that he has to cover and everything. So I think once we see that in training camp and as camp goes on and into the preseason as well, it's gonna show like what he really has. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I hear you. But I think he's going to be more of a punt returner, special. They're hoping he can become that special ace on special teams as they work their way up. I understand that they're going to allow Ricky Purcell probably get more snaps than they would Colin because he was the number one pick. Although he was at 31, he wasn't really a number one pick for the Niners. I think the Niners wanted to get him in the second round, but they didn't want to lose him either where they were picking, so they took a chance on him. Now, I don't know too much about Ricky Purcell, honestly. If he works out for us, great. I'd rather hit on him than not hit on him, obviously. I think if he's able to play well and if he's able to pick up the offense quickly and he's able to demonstrate that he can be sufficient in this offense, I can imagine the defensive coordinator's nightmares to try to schedule a game against us and plan game for Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, Debo Samuel, Run DMC, that I like to call him Mr. McCaffrey. Yeah. And then you got Juice, and now you got Purcell hitting the middle. If this kid hits, I'm not saying he will, but if he does and hits quick, how dangerous do you think this offense can be with his addition, with that mentality? 'Cause I think they went after the Dante Pettis a receiver all over again, but with a little bit more balls.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that if Ricky Pearsall can be that type of guy, but this is the thing, Cowing, I feel like is going to get more run than Pearsall.
Oh, okay.
I just think he's going to end up getting, because like you said, he's going to be on special teams. He's going to be able to get punt returns. I think that's what they brought him in for. And that alone is going to get him more touches. And then they're going to use him straight up in that Ray McDonald mode. So it's going. I just think he's going to get more opportunity, and Pearsall is going to be more in those. I really think if he comes on quickly from in the slot, like in the preseason, if he looks good in the preseason, I think we'll see more 3 wide receiver sets with him, and I think we won't see much of Jennings as much anymore. But yeah, I just think that that's what's going to end up happening. Like I still think it's going to be few and far between because the 49ers don't really like running 3 wide receiver sets. But we should see more of it this year because I really think Ricky Pearsall is a pick for next year, and as old as he is, I think that it's more about giving him a year to get his feet wet in the NFL because wide receivers don't usually hit right away. Like it usually takes them 2 or 3 years to really hit their stride. You've got your exceptions to the rule, but for the most part, wide receivers don't just become into their own as soon as they come into the NFL. So I think the
Especially with
49ers
an
giving him a
offense
chance.
that Kyle runs, which is so complex, it's a little bit harder to try to get that figured in. And then plus players as a rookie, they got butterflies, they're nervous, they're dropping the ball more than they should, and they're focusing too much. And a lot of times when you try to do too much, you find yourself doing nothing. And I think that the tight end that we took last year, I know it's particularly Mr. Pete, and I believe Brandon, you two are not so highly sold on Mr.
Cam Latu.
Cam Latu based on last year, the drops. I think this kid, hopefully I'm right on this, because I don't want to be wrong in the sense of this guy being a bust and giving up a third round for him. But I think he was nervous. He was trying to do too hard. He was trying to impress. He was trying to do too much, and he just had the butterfingers. But if he does the same thing again, if he doesn't show improvement, because do we really have that number 2 tight end? When was the last time we had I think the last time we had that when we brought the kid from Washington, the tight end. I think that was the last time we actually had a 1 and 2 with Kittle, right? Ever since, it's just been Kittle. Just been Kittle.
Yeah. I did like the one guy that they brought in, not this past year, but the year before that. What was his name? God, I can't remember his name, but we had a guy that I thought was pretty decent, but people were kind of down on him because I think he had a couple of drops, but and I can't remember what his name is.
I can say this.
Is he still on the route? I mean, he's still on the route.
No, he's not on the roster. Okay. He was only there for 1 year.
Oh shit! Okay.
I can say this, guys. There's no more Ross the Boss Dwelly. So
yeah, thank God.
Yeah, he's
over.
Now in Atlanta with Warner.
Yeah, which is just weird. But
yeah,
I think that it's weird. I think it's weird that we haven't heard anything about Cam Latu. Nobody ever talks about him. Do you think that's weird?
You mean this whole offseason?
The whole offseason. We haven't heard one thing about Cam Latu.
That could be a good thing, though.
Supposedly, they didn't play him last year because he was hurt all season, right? And like we haven't heard anything about his injury. We haven't heard anything about him. And that's just weird to me. Like even Shanny and Lynch, they have not said one thing. Even when asked about him, they said, well, they made some snide comment about, well, I don't think we're going to hand anybody anything. He's got to get to camp first. Like we can't crown people if they're not here or whatever he said. But yeah, I think it's just weird that they haven't said anything about it. And Steph Sanchez seems to think that they're already thinking highly of what's his name, Pline, the undrafted free agent that they got.
Pine, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think we've seen anything to say he has a leg up on anybody. But
he has great hands, but he hasn't been playing tight end. I think he only played tight end for 1 year, so he's very raw. He can catch well, but one of the things he doesn't do very well, Pine, is he doesn't block. He doesn't block, and Kyle, if you don't block, you don't get the rock. So, so what's easier, to be taught how to catch or to be taught how to block? Because with Dwally, Warner can block very well. The dude just couldn't catch.
Yeah.
And this guy Pine can catch very well, but he can't block. Can we get Warner, put him in a lab with this guy Pine, and just mix them in together and get something good out of both of those guys? Because it's like, come on. George Kittle's not getting younger. He's not getting younger. He needs, I would love to have that 2 tight end set. And I think we're wasting Kittle's opportunity trying to figure out how to bring in someone that can compete. Not compete, but what's the word I'm looking for? Complement Kittle.
Well,
on the field.
offense? What kind of offense did Pline run in college? Was he even asked to block?
That's a good question. Real quick, before we answer that, I'm going to bring in Mr. 49er Media is popping in to join us for a little bit. So let's bring him in and say hello to my little friend. Hola, my little friend. Welcome to the show, man.
What's up, dude? You're on mute.
Unmute yourself. I'm going to kick you out. Are you a rookie? Look at this rookie. He's nervous. He's nervous.
I think he just got a new headset.
I think he can't figure out your setup because it's Apple products.
You got to be wise to use Apple, though.
Yeah.
Anybody can use Android.
No, Apple is Cliff Notes.
Hello, testing.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay. All right.
Can you hear us?
All right.
So we were talking about the tight end situation right now with Kittle not really having that reliable team, that reliable tight end they can complement on there. All these tight ends that we've gone through are pretty much trash. They can do one or the other. They can either block but not catch, or they can catch and not block. When do you think we're going to find our Kittle 2.0? They can do both, Ancho. And
we lost you again.
Awesome
We
again.
lost you again.
Oh my goodness.
Kenny knows what's up.
Can you do without your mic, dude?
I tell people this: if you talk bad
headphones?
about Apple, it's because you can't afford Apple.
Oh, you're right. I don't hide it.
My screens alone, bro, they're 5,000 each screen.
Okay.
Is it good now or no?
Yes, there you are.
Yeah, you're
Okay. I don't know why. It probably just keeps switching for something. But I think with the tight end position, honestly, it's tough to find another George Kittle, right? There aren't, look at the entire league, right? There aren't that many, it's hard to get a George Kittle. There's other teams that have been looking for tight ends for so long. And, I know a lot of this fan base is already putting down on Cameron Latu, which I'm just going to say it out there. A lot of, fans have said, oh, this guy, just because he hasn't played, hasn't really, he's not going to pan out. But to me, it's like, yes, he had drop issues. And I even remember Jawan Jennings in camp having drop issues too. Sometimes that just happens with rookies. I mean, look, there's reports about Pearsall having drops, in rookie mini camp too. So I think Latu just needs an opportunity, on the field. And I think he should be fine, to be honest. I think that's why the Niners also didn't end up really going out and drafting a tight end, because I think they believe in who they have, and if they found that there was a clear upgrade, I think then they would have made that move. But to them, I think there just wasn't a clear upgrade to them, after George Kittle. So I think they're rocking with the second-year guys in Braden Willis and Latu.
Anything you want to add, guys?
I would ask, do you think they need an upgrade to Kittle? They don't need an upgrade, in my opinion. I feel like they need they just need a viable person to take some of the load off of Kittle.
Mm-hmm.
And if they can just find somebody with some kind of talent, like that can do both. There was a few tight ends in this draft that were known for blocking and catching the ball. And I just thought that they could have brought in at least one. And just to see, they might not be as good as Kittle right now, but who knows what they develop into. We didn't know Kittle was going to be Kittle.
Yeah. I mean, Kittle also didn't get in himself. What was his second year, anyways? Like,
Yeah.
I get that. Like, you could have probably still drafted a tight end, and it's like, all right, you have some competition to where you're pushing the second year guys a little bit because now you've shown to them, all right, well, we're serious about this. We're bringing someone else, but. Yeah, I mean, obviously we can't do anything about it now, and I don't think the tight end that they signed in free agency, I can't remember his name, not Pline, the other guy. I don't really see him much at all.
Do you think he
Like I
makes
say-
the roster?
No, I could probably see him maybe practice squad if they for some reason decide to keep two tight ends, but
That's what I see.
Yeah, and plus, I think also too, I think they'll start looking at more excellent like tight ends in the next like couple drafts coming up because Kittle is starting to get older now, and who knows how much longer he has, right? So
yeah.
it's gonna be interesting to see for sure.
But do you think it's weird, media, that we haven't heard anything about Cam Latu? Like, and I mean nothing.
I mean, yeah, we've heard about he's doing better from his meniscus, like injury-wise, but you're right, we don't see videos of him training or not a single word about how he's been as a player, but I don't know, it's tough because also you haven't heard anything about Danny Gray, so...
Well, we know, and then what do we think about Danny Gray? Danny
Well,
Gray
we
not
know
going
he's going to be cut.
He's cut.
Oh, we know he's cut, especially because they drafted Pearson and my guy Jacob Cowing, so...
Yeah. Oh, so we were talking about counting. What are your thoughts on him, and what do you think? What do you think?
Yeah, I honestly think he's maybe a little bit more ready than a guy like Pearson, but I think Pearson has the higher upside, that's for sure. And the reason I say that is because at Arizona, we ran a very similar kind of offense, similar play calls at times with the screens game, and he has the yak ability. Now, he does have some drop concerns, which I'm interested to see how that looks in camp and, the preseason. But the nice thing is, even though he's, 5'8", I believe, he plays bigger than his actual size. So I think he
Kind of like
honestly is...
Steve Smith, right, media?
Yeah, so I think he's a perfect fit with this team. I think a perfect replacement to a guy with Danny Gray, because I think that's what the Niners were hoping with Danny Gray, and with, Cowan, he's able to run, I think, at pretty much every route. And, we'll see how he does on special teams, because that was something that him and Pearson in, rookie camp were doing a little bit of. So that's going to be interesting to see.
Let's be honest, Ancho. If you're going to put somebody in special teams, you're most likely going to put your 4th round pick than your 1st round pick back there.
I don't know, though, because you have all these weapons. It's not like you still have Debo and Ayuk, which I think Pearson Count could be more of a based on, all right, this is who we're playing. Like week 7, right? We know that we're playing the Chiefs now. Like maybe we see, Pearson Cowan in that game because we know what happened in the Super Bowl. We could not beat man coverage for shit, man. Like, and those two guys, I think, have the ability to. So, yeah.
Well, one of the good things about Pearsall, he's very good against press. He showed it in college, and that's what we were lacking. Because the only one right now on the team that can do good against press is Brandon Ayuk. Debo has to be schemed open. You scheme him open, get in the ball, and Debo will do the rest. He will damage you and make you pay on the open field, but he can't really scheme himself open when he's pressed. When you press him, he's not the same guy. Brandon is, and I think that's where we were lacking. So hopefully, Pearsall can be another guy that if he gets pressed, he's able to open him, give himself open. Because as much as you try to scheme somebody open, sometimes it just doesn't work. And you have to get yourself open. Now, those corners for Kansas City were like flies on or bees on honey last year. I mean, they were all over Brandon, all over Debo. Made it hard for them to separate. You know what I mean? And as much as Kyle tried to scheme it,
Ayuk was getting
it wasn't working.
Yeah, it was just the offensive line. was like,
the Ayuk was getting open. What happened was Kyle. He was not the first or even second read on a lot of the progressions, and like that was the issue, in my opinion. Like with the man coverage, the Pearsall has got. We just need him to be a Z. Like I need him off the line, and because he's got short arms, and I don't want him getting jammed up at the line. Like so, I need. We've got Ayuk. He is our X guy. He's beating anybody off the line. Kyle's just got to transition to making Ayuk the focal point of the offense. If they're going to go to a pass first style, he's got to be the focal point. You cannot keep scheming stuff up for Debo when Debo can't get off the blocks.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just interested though to see like how we use Pearsall too, because I think he's good in the slot too. But the thing is, Cowing's mostly a slot guy too, so that's also going to be kind of interesting. Like I think Pearsall has the ability to go on the outside too. I think definitely, but again, that's also going to be kind of interesting to see where those two guys will fit in.
I'm interested to see what they're going to do, how they're going to scheme because I think of all the weapons the 49ers have, and I think a lot of offensive coordinators would be thinking of all kinds of creative ways to use all of these guys in different capacities. It doesn't seem like, to me, and tell me if I'm wrong, doesn't seem like Shanny's that type of guy. He's more concerned with the fit that they have in his scheme, and he's not going to make it so that like he can kind of just go to Kittle on this, go to Ayuk on this, and use all of his weapons. He's just not. He just doesn't seem to want to do that. Why do you guys think that is?
Kyle's conservative.
Or because
Doesn't matter
go
who it
ahead,
is.
Antra, because Brandon's going to pass it to you.
Wow.
It's okay. I love Brandon. No. Let
I love
Brandon
you, Brandon.
finish.
No, I was just gonna say I think it's
Go ahead,
Kyle.
Brandon.
Kyle gets in his head when something goes wrong. He doesn't want to go back to the person that made the mistake. I mean, you saw it in the Super Bowl with CMC. You didn't really go back to CMC after that fumble in the first quarter. So if he sees something wrong out there in the field, he just doesn't go back to those guys that he wants to go to in the first place. I think that's a main reason right there.
Yeah, I mean, Kyle Shanahan, we know, was also a receiver right at Texas.
A bad
So
one.
like, even though he may be a bad one, I'm sure
He was
they
just
probably
unathletic.
put a lot of strain on him, and so I think that's probably why. Also, kind of does that, and I'm sure his dad was kind of the same way too. But I don't know why he honestly like goes over guys that just fit his scheme. Maybe it's just because I don't know. Like, I think it's an ego thing, probably. Maybe it's a little bit easier to develop and not having to spend so much time, hopefully, developing these players. So I think it's kind of a mixture of that.
Yeah, I just feel like it's just weird to me that you can't just throw it's like a pitcher, a really good pitcher throwing fastball, and then you throw the changeup. And it just doesn't seem like Kyle throws the changeup. He just will keep beating a dead horse to death. Like, it's just really weird. If he likes the way CMC is running that day, he's gonna run him 30 plus times, and and nobody else is gonna get to touch the ball. Kittle has gone whole games without getting targets. Ayuk has gone whole games with getting minimal targets. It's just, to me, it's just weird. I just wonder how all this is going to work, because we think of all these creative ways that Kyle can get Pearsall and Cowing involved, and then the season starts and we go through this every year and we don't see any of it. We don't see any of it. He goes right back to what Kyle does, and which is screens to Debo, end arounds, wide back stuff. And if Ayuk can get some catches, being the third option, okay, well, Like, so I don't know. It's kind of weird to me.
Well, kind of like
I have
what,
a question.
hold on real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
What the Niners throwback said, Kyle has issues. He does. Remember 2019? I'll give it to you, Ancho, after. In 2019, remember we had this young, good running back that is now in Miami that was busting through the seams, but Mr. Kyle wanted to go with what he thought was old, reliable in Coleman. He was keep putting Coleman in there. Coleman, instead of putting Raheem Mostert in there, who was running the ball better, who do you go back to all the time?
Yeah, and we were pissed.
Yeah.
We were pissed. We were like, give Mostert the ball.
Yeah, Mostert was a better running back, but he wanted to go with what he felt that he. It's
Because
like
that
he
was
has
his
this.
guy in Atlanta.
He has this.
Yeah, exactly.
thing.
He was familiar with.
Yeah, and it's like, come on. That's one thing. Listen, I like Kyle Shanahan. I do. I like that he's our coach, and I wouldn't want to trade him or fire him. But I think when it comes to trusting players, people may hate me for this, but Sean McVay is the better coach when it comes to trusting rookies and putting value in them. And if a rookie makes a mistake, he gives you a second chance to prove yourself right. Kyle, you make a mistake, and that's it. Forget about trying to prove you're right. You drop the ball, you do something stupid, you don't block right, and he puts you in the doghouse. He did it with Brandon Ayuk. I mean, he started 2020, and then 2021, he kind of played it, and the next year you know, he's in the doghouse, and we didn't know when he was going to get the ball. Why is Kyle so stubborn in not taking chances on rookies, particularly if they make a mistake? They're rookies. They're going to make mistakes. Now, people say, well, he's played rookies before. Kyle plays rookies that he has to play by no choice.
Has to play.
Because
This roster was terrible, so you had to play rookies, right? You couldn't just play the vets, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
And
but
they had
other than that,
they had an injury, so Hufanga had to get on the field.
yeah, Jair Brown's on the field because Hufanga got hurt.
He showed up and showed out.
Now, if Hufanga never gets hurt, do you honestly believe that we would have seen Brown at all?
No.
I don't think so.
And look at the experience he was able to get last year. This is how important it is to bring in rookies and give them opportunities. I mean, even if we're blowing the other team out, you still see McCaffrey running the damn ball. It's like in the fourth quarter, 2 minutes left, we're up by 10 points or more, and McCaffrey's still running the ball.
That's why I'm like, are they actually going to use Garendo? Like,
That's
are they
what I'm
actually going
saying.
to use Garendo? Because it's like,
Punt returns.
I'm telling you, I think that Garendo has a leg up on both of those guys because he can block and because and he has special teams ability. But
so what happens if he fumbles the ball in a crucial moment, Pete? What happens to Garendo then?
Well, then he's not. We won't see him again after that. But my point is that he's going to get a shot. He's going to get a shot because he has the ability to block, the pass block, and he can catch the ball out of the backfield. Those are two things that we do not have on the roster other than CMC. I think Elijah Mitchell is capable, but I think that they're afraid to throw him out there because he's going to get hurt just running to the line.
Mitchell showed some of that capability once CMC came, but like you said, Pete, the injuries.
And and I think that's the reason why you saw CMC with 2 minutes left blowing out other teams in the fourth quarter. Because I think Kyle was afraid of putting Mitchell out there. And I mean, even though I think when Mason was out there, I think he did well, but I think Kyle's also afraid to put him out there too. And I think, like Pete said, Garendo's. I think we'll see him more than we ever did with Mitchell and Mason.
I honestly think we're going to see Garendo more at the kick return than anything else.
We're definitely going to see him there.
We'll see because obviously we have the new rules and stuff too. So they're going to be experimenting with that.
Well, even like the punt returns too, for sure.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, something about rookies with Kyle that Kyle visions the game to go a certain way in his head, and he's comfortable with the guys that he trusts that they're going to do it a certain way. And I don't know. Okay, when McCaffrey, he fumbled the ball, I think, twice last year at crucial times, right?
One in the Super Bowl.
One in the Super Bowl, and and I think one time we got, I guess against, what was it, against Green Bay, or a team that where Fred Warner punched the ball out and we were able to get it. I think it was Dallas. It was Dallas, and then they were at their end zone. We ran the ball, and McCaffrey gets the ball taken out. I'm not blaming McCaffrey for this. The way he fell on top of the player player underneath it was able to grab it, but he still stuck with McCaffrey. Now, with rookies make that mistake, you're not going to see him for a while. Now, I understand rookies and all pros like McCaffrey are different, but he seems to trust the vets when they make a mistake. Why not the rookies? I mean, it's not like the rookies are going to make 2 mistakes in a row. I mean, you got to build confidence in these kids.
I feel like that's the thing is I think he does think that the rookies are going to make 2 mistakes 2 times in a row.
Yep.
But
And the thing is,
Kyle
Shanahan, we know is so much though about practice and stuff too, though. Where it's like if you show that you're doing well in practice, then you may get a chance. Like you have a higher chance of making it into a game, and on special teams too. If you show something, you're gonna get your chance. But like we've said, if you fumble it or make a crucial mistake, don't miss a block, then you're screwed.
Yeah. That's how Ronnie Bell got on the field. Like Ronnie Bell was impressing in practice, and then we saw it in the preseason.
Until he wasn't.
Well, even in preseason, he was.
I mean, the Giants game, he was in the game too.
Yeah, but he was dropping balls in preseason games and like all that kind of stuff. But he was making plays other than that, so that's why Kyle, I think, wanted to give him at least some run. But then he just kept dropping balls. So Kyle said, "Come on and have a seat."
Real quick, refresh my memory, guys. Mike Shanahan, did he have the same issues with rookies as his son Kyle has, or was he a little bit more willing to give a rookie an opportunity? Honestly, I watched him play with the Denver Broncos but I don't recall. Did he have the same issues of not trusting rookies?
I mean, that's a long time ago.
I can't answer that because I'm 22, man.
I'd say I don't think so, and that's why he has Super Bowl wins in his pocket. I'm just saying.
But I mean, if you look at it,
well, yeah, John Elway.
Shanny, if you ask Shanny the question, he's gonna say he doesn't have a problem playing rookies.
Of course not.
Because you're gonna look at it. He's gonna say, I played Debo when he was a rookie. I played. He's gonna say I played a lot of rookies. Greenlaw, I think Greenlaw played as a rookie, and there was a couple other guys that played Hafanga, and there's
That's true.
He's gonna say Jair Brown, and he can point to a bunch of guys that played either because of injuries or that honestly Debo was just the best option, because we had nothing. We had Kendrick Bourne.
Hey, I remember even Debo dropping something his rookie year, but he still played because
because they didn't have any other option. They had to bring in Emmanuel Sanders, an aging Emmanuel Sanders, just because they couldn't really find another viable receiver.
Well, that's like with Chris Conley.
They also kind of thought Jalen Hurd
year one either.
Yeah, I mean they also kind of
Jalen Hurd got hurt.
Dante
Pettis rolled into a ball and all of a sudden he forgot how to play wide receiver.
Well, no, they set him in the slot, and the minute he got hit in the middle, he said, "That's doable. That's it for me."
Yeah,
I'm gonna go paint my nails with Fifi over there.
He curled into a ball, and that was it for him. We didn't see him anymore.
Yeah, I always thought he was nothing against people that are gay, but I always thought he was shouldn't be playing football. He should have been holding pom-poms.
Dude, I just hate when every time it feels like we lose one of our guys and we play them, they just go off. Because, there's that Bears game in the rain with Trey Lance. It's who had that touchdown? Of course, Dante Pettis.
Of course, it was Dante.
Or Hurd.
And then
Hurd.
And then Jerick McKinnon. Oh my gosh!
And then Jerick McKinnon gets a ring.
Yeah.
Yep.
The question I wanted to ask,
James Jr. got a ring too, didn't he? With Kansas City.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, go
Richie
ahead.
James is another guy that got no run with Kyle.
Oh shucks.
Yeah,
But-
he was preseason, and then that was like.
But
yeah,
he
that's
was
it.
solid. Always thought he was solid, and and
Who's
he just
this?
whenever he got an opportunity,
Richie James
he would
Jr..
make
Okay.
plays. He would
Yeah.
make plays when he got opportunities, and then he went on to another team, started making plays there. He was making the plays on the Giants, the one season, and then he goes to the Chiefs, and he still makes plays. But for whatever reason, teams just don't like that guy. I don't know what it is about him.
The only one that I
Hey,
never
they
liked
had
was
Kadarius Toney.
Kyle Williams.
Now they don't.
I didn't like him. The Mr. Give the ball away to the Giants, and
Okay,
my
I
God,
feel bad
still,
with the shit that he had to go through after that. That was some bullshit.
I mean,
Yeah.
come on, bro. I mean, he saw the ball slow motion, and he still got in the way. It's like, come on, dude. You see the ball coming.
happened?
Get out. I can imagine playing in a big playoff game, whatever. But I mean, that killed us. We would have. Yeah. Anyway, but let me ask you guys this, and I'll start with Ancho, head right above him with Brandon, and then Pete. Who do you think will have a breakout year on this defense? Not offense. We'll go into the next segment, but defensively, who is your guy, Ancho, that you think he's going to have a breakout year? He's just due to have a breakout year.
I actually saw this question on PFF a while ago, and then I had actually quote tweeted it and put who I got as a rookie and as a player on that we signed in free agency or was kind of already on the roster. So I'm gonna stick with my guy. Now I really think Yetur Gross-Matos could be a really good rotational piece for this team because he has the speed, I think, which something this team has not had since D Ford, and they've been kind of searching for that. We'll also see how Robert Beal Jr. looks because I think he has that ability too. But I really think Yetur Gross-Matos, man, going in the lab with Chris Kasurek, I really think, I'm not saying 10 sacks or whatever, but I think he can get that 5-6 sacks, guys like Arden Key, had when they were here, Charles Omenihu when he was here. So I think, yeah.
I like that. What about you, Brandon? Who's your breakout guy, whether he's first year or been here for a minute? Who do you think is going to be the guy that's going to step up on defense?
So honestly, dude, I think Hafunga is gonna have a breakout year and a comeback year.
Okay.
Comeback guy of the year too. I can see him getting hyped up, being back, and just going out and balling, man. So I'm excited to see Huffman have a year.
Huff, Mr. Huff.
I think
what
people
about you,
forget
Pete?
about real quick on Brandon's take. I think people forget the impact that Huff makes on this defense.
That's what I'm saying.
My pick, and I'm going to speak it into existence, is Cam Latu.
I like that. I like that. 'Cause there's so many people in this fan base that does.
He don't play defense, bro.
Oh, we're saying defense?
I said it like
Yeah,
three
okay.
times.
Defense.
Why do you always pick one side of the ball?
Because then we can, and then we'll break the offense. We don't get confused.
Okay. Well, now I just ruined my offensive pick.
No, we just know what it is, so nobody pick it when we go offensively because he already did it.
Damn it.
So defensively, he said Gross Matos, huh?
Yes, he did.
Because that probably would have been my pick. But I'm gonna say Demo. I'm gonna say Demo has a
No,
true
you
break.
did not just mention my guy.
Oh, whatever. That's what you get.
So you chose offense. Stick with offense.
Oh, okay. Now,
No, I'm kidding. Go
I
ahead.
think Demo is going to become a household name this year. I think that he is coming in with a ton of confidence after last year, and I
Okay.
think that this year he actually gets recognized by his peers for how good he is.
Okay.
I like it. Wow, that was my guy. Not gonna lie, but that's a good pick there, Pete. I'm gonna go with. Bro, you gotta chill out with that ice.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Jesus, that thing's like.
My bad.
No, it's all right. Just keep it away from the mic. What I was gonna say, Leonard Floyd. I'm gonna give it up to the old man. Leonard Floyd,
yeah.
the guy's gonna come in and next to Nick Bosa, and he's gonna see a lot of one-on-ones. I still think Nick Bosa's gonna demand 2 on him, so he's gonna see a lot of ones. And unlike the other guys, this guy can win his one-on-ones, and I can see this guy having a monster year and making a difference for this front 4. So I'm gonna go with Leonard Floyd. So let's go offensively, and we'll start with Pete, then Brandon, and then Ancho, and then myself. Since we know which direction. Let's all guess. Can anybody guess what his offensive player is going to be? I don't know. It's going to be hard.
I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna change it now.
I think it's
I'm gonna change it
the
now.
undrafted tight end.
Yeah.
No,
He's going to change it. Look at him.
I'm gonna change it now.
No.
I'm gonna change it to. I think his first name is Cody Schrader.
God damn it, Pete!
God darn it, Pete.
It's not my fault that I have an eye for talent. Okay.
No, you get to keep Latu. You get to keep Cameron Latu. Okay, you're sticking with the Cameron Latu.
Pete is just killing today. Love it.
I'm pissing everybody off today.
Yeah, especially with that ice.
Maybe I shouldn't come on the show.
Damn.
Hey, we don't want crybabies. We don't want no Dante Pettis in here.
I'm kidding, Beto. Come on.
Come on, you're in your 20s. You got to at least have 2 pubic hairs, bro. Come on. You got Brandon's like, I don't know. I'm in my 30s.
No, I'm thinking who I want to
No,
pick.
I'm messing with you, Ancho. You know I'm messing with you.
Now I don't want to pick like Latu, or I can't pick Schrader, so I don't know.
There's plenty out there. Trust me.
Okay.
Especially on offense. We're such a good offense, bro. Come on.
Okay, so you guys ready for this?
Yes.
It's between the rookie and our other guy. But I think
Well, that doesn't help, bro. Our rookie and the other guy.
You better not take.
We got a lot of rookies and we got a lot of other guys.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Jawan motherfucking Jennings.
Okay.
Okay. He's the other guy.
The thing
He's
is,
gonna
with
get- He's gonna get 5 catches.
Lenore
this year.
and Jennings, though, don't you feel like they already
You'll see
broke
more.
out?
Watch. You'll see. Dude, for how much Kyle
Freaking Pete.
pretty throw to Jawan as much as he did in the Super Bowl,
5
I can
catches.
see him getting a lot more catches than just 5.
That's last year.
If Purcell has a good, if Purcell starts showing good hands, bro, and catching ball,
There's a reason why they re-signed Jawan.
Yeah.
well, but they signed him because they didn't. First of all, they signed him because they didn't know they were going to get someone like Purcell in the draft. So they had to make sure they cover their bases with first
Purcell-
what you have.
Purcell
I
was
don't
for the
think
future,
Pearsall
Mino.
changed. I don't think Pearsall changed the fact though, if like they were gonna be able to bring back Jennings, because Jennings was a restricted free agent.
I mean, not
so
Purcell. I'm talking about Cowan. Cowan can take his spot.
Yeah.
I think Purcell
much
is
did
going to play a
Jennings
lot
get
of
paid?
football because Debo gets hurt a lot.
Jennings gets the second round tender because I
Second round tender. It's like what, $3 million or something like
Yeah.
that.
something like that. Yeah.
After Anshul picks his guy, I'm gonna ask you guys a question.
Okay.
I also had a question, but I'll ask it after Brandon. Anyway,
After you pick your guy, just ask your question, dude.
Okay. All right. This is probably gonna surprise everyone, and everybody's crying. Oh, we didn't get a right tackle in the draft. But Colton McKivitz,
me.
baby,
Oh,
Damn.
he's breaking out. He's breaking out.
Of
he's
letting a bunch
breaking
of
out. Can he just?
You give an answer like that, bro. You're off the screen.
Damn,
You're off the screen, dude. What shit is that?
Can he just block somebody? I just want him to block. one
What?
person.
Do you want gonna like be on a sad face and be like, Colton McKivitz. Like, come on.
You don't think the guy that we signed today is gonna take his place?
No, I think the guy that they signed today is putting some, telling Jalen Moore, your job ain't gone.
I
Even
think
though
this
John.
is on McKivitz. That's what I think.
No way, Brown. No way.
Brandon, no disrespect, bro, but you're bringing somebody off the street.
It doesn't matter, bro. This
and he's
guy
going to
looks a
take
lot
over
better
someone
than
that played all
McKivitz.
year at that spot, especially
He
with
looks better
Kyle's
than
trust
McKivitz.
issues.
Nah, bro.
He looks
I
better
think
than McKivitz.
Well, I'm not looking at his ass. I want to see his ability.
Oh my god.
Ain't nobody talk about his ass, boy.
He's like, he's finer than
Little
McKibben.
Pinocchio.
No, I think that guy's probably to put some notice on like Jalen Moore, even though John Lynch was kind of praising him after the draft a little bit.
I don't think
I
so,
think-
dude.
You know, I actually
I
agree with
think-
Ancho. I think he's right. I think it is more of a Jalen Moore replacement than anything else over
Swing
McKibben.
tackle,
And I'm not
yeah.
a big McKibben fan. Let me get
Is
that
he-
straight.
Is
But
so he plays guard as
He's
well?
listed as I was about to say he's listed as a guard, and he's only 295 pounds.
Because when he was with Tennessee, he played right tackle.
did he?
If I'm not,
I thought he played a lot
if
of
I'm not
guard.
mistaken, yeah.
He might have dated a right tackle.
He hasn't really started any games. Like,
No,
I
I don't think
not
he's a
any.
replacement.
I
Any is
do
the wrong
know.
word.
Yeah,
He hasn't
he is a
started a lot
good
of
like
games.
pass blocker from what I've heard. But again, yeah, I think he's gonna be a kind of that swing tackle. But my question was actually going on to the offensive line because just kind of looking at this whole draft and the guy that they signed today. You guys think the Niners are going more into a pass heavy offense? Because I think Pooney definitely is better as pass blocker. Even Kingston, I think, is a better pass blocker as of now. So, what do you guys think about that?
I think-
Since I didn't get to share my offensive guide, Brandon, thank you
Oh.
very much. I'll answer this question.
Well, you only took forever to answer.
You didn't give me a chance to take forever. Shut up. Let me remove Brandon. Give me a second. Shit, I forgot the question. Repeat the question.
All right. So, based on this draft, right, and even the tackle that they signed today, do you think, and not only just offensive line, I guess the weapon that they added this offseason too, do you believe they're going to a more pass heavy
Oh, pass.
offense?
Because of all the ability of blocking, I think this is always going to remain a run defense, a run offense first. They're going to always run and pound the ball. I think they want that luxury of being able to throw the ball if they have to, and I think that's where they brought in the blockers. But what's been successful for San Francisco, in my opinion, has been the run game. You get that run game, sets up play action. The run sets up the. Now I know we did a lot of passing last year, but I still think this is now they brought Garendo in there and they're going to pound the ball, and if Garendo actually works out and plans out, and now we can have a 1-2 punch. I definitely see us running the ball more than passing, but they want the flexibility to be able to pass when need to, especially for those first downs, and they got to get those blockers at hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be pass first just for the reasons Beto was talking about, but it's at the same time, everybody thought that we had gone way overboard with the passing last season, and 49ers were well behind the rest of the league in pass attempts. So it's they're still going to be a run first team. But I think that we need to rephrase it, because I don't think they'll be run first. I think that they may start passing the ball on first downs a lot more, because I think we even saw that last year
To set up the run?
and then to set up the run and become more of a McVay style.
Okay, to get those linebackers, those safeties to step back and not come in the box.
I can see that.
I can see that. That's actually a good point, Pete. I can definitely. They like to put 8 in a box a lot.
He
if you
tried it
can
a
pass-
lot last year, but it just didn't work out that great, and people were complaining because he wouldn't run the ball on first down.
Yeah, yeah. I listen,
Yeah.
Niner fans. I love them. I'm one of them, but we get really emotional, and you know, just because we play Madden or we do 160 mock drafts, suddenly we become professionals at running the Niners organization without getting paid a dime. And you know, they should have did this, they should have done that. And does it mean that we have to agree with everything the Niners front office does? Absolutely not. But there's a reason why Shanahan, whether you love him or hate him, is getting paid to do his job, and we're not. So we can disagree with them because they don't make always the right decision. But for the most part, you know, making it to 3 or 4 NFC Championship games and 2 Super Bowl appearances. I understand we haven't won a Super Bowl, but you know how hard it is to get to a Super Bowl, particularly a NFC Championship game. I know that for us, we've been there so many times; it's become the norm. So now, if we don't even get there, it's a failure. But you know how many teams out there that haven't even sniffed an NFC Championship game? Cowboys.
Cowboys.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I saw something saying that they haven't even made it since like the cap or whatever, the salary cap.
Since
was
DV, you
added.
know, talk about the the VCR, and we haven't made the Super Bowl, won the Super Bowl. At least we made it. It sucks that we lost three of them, but we made it. We got to see our team in the Super Bowl. You got to see the Super Bowl week and the media week, and you hear your favorite players talk about themselves, and you get to enjoy that and experience that as a fan. Cowboy fans, they're not going to admit it, but I guarantee you they will love to see their favorite Dak Prescott up there talking nonsense and you know, behind the podium in Super Bowl week. But they haven't seen that. Name me another team that hasn't been to an NFC Championship in a long time, whether it's AFC or NFC. Jets?
Lions.
Well, the Lions just made it last year.
Oh yeah, they were.
Jets.
Never mind. Just kidding.
Yeah, the Jets. Come on, Brandon. Brand, I'm sorry, Beto. I give you permission to kick Brandon out.
Oh, shit.
What? You talking shit now?
Brandon.
Yeah.
Fucking, I forgot it was the championship game. Okay.
Maybe
Come
Arizona.
on, bro. It was with the
Arizona?
Niners, though.
It's a good
Oh
one.
yeah, Arizona.
Arizona hasn't been
Cleveland?
there.
Oh, Cleveland.
We're talking about NFC though.
Cleveland. Well, both. Regard AFC or NFC. They haven't
I
been
can
there.
say the
so-
Raiders.
The Raiders? Yeah, the Raiders haven't been there. So
Yeah, Raiders
my
haven't been there
point
in a
is,
while.
Kyle Shanahan, whether you love him or hate him, the guy's been to a few NFC Championship games. We've been to 3 Super Bowls, 2 of them with our current staff. Yes, it sucks that we lost to the Chiefs twice. It sucks that we don't have that 6th Lombardi Trophy, and that's what we want, and that's what they plan to do this year and every year. That's the goal, but people can't dismiss, or at least you shouldn't dismiss, that your team is so damn relevant that they're making it to the NFC Championship back to back, and have an opportunity to make it back again this year. And we just can't really just look at that and say, well, our coach is not good, you know, or our front office is not good, or I don't like fire Cal Shanahan. That's absurd. Listen, if you can bring another coach like McVay or Andy Reid or someone that I can understand, but fire Kyle, because he chokes in the Super Bowl. Well, you got to be in the Super Bowl to choke, right?
Yeah.
How many coaches would love to choke in the Super Bowl, even though they're not looking to get choked, but they'll love to because that means they made it there.
Stop talking about D like that, okay?
Wow. If anybody knows about choking, it's Mr. Brandon.
Hey, can I play a quick sound real quick?
Yeah, while you're choking.
So it's a couple. The boyfriend's a Cowboys fan. The girlfriend is a Niners fan, and the Cowboys fan asks her like why she's a Niner fan or whatever. So hold on, it's pretty funny. Watch.
I'm here with my traitor of a wife, and we have about 2.5 months before the NFL season kicks off. So I figured now would be a good time to start a new series of me just asking you questions, general questions, predictions, or whatnot. Does that sound okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. Who do you think is going to win the NFC Championship game?
The Niners.
Without hesitation?
Yeah.
Why?
Why not? We have the best roster in the NFC by a mile.
Shouldn't the Niners be worried about the Packers and the Lions, though?
No, because in the playoffs, the Lions haven't ever beat us, and the Packers haven't beat us in over a decade.
Fair enough. Okay, last question. Do you think the Cowboys have a chance of being in the NFC Championship game?
They have the same chance as the Yankees being in it.
The Yankees are a baseball team.
Exactly.
If I was her, I would have ducked his dumb ass.
Who is this?
Dude, it was on TikTok. I found it. Shit was hilarious.
That was like asking the question. When was the
That
last
was
team
incredible.
who's the longest team that has not made the NFC Championship? The Lions.
I love when she's like the Yankees.
Anyway, guys, it's been over an hour. It's been fun. Hey, Ancho, thank you for showing up, man. We appreciate you popping in,
Thanks for
brother.
having me.
It was fun having you on. Brandon, like always, you're my boy, brother. And Pete, you're awesome. You guys, it's what makes the show. But like I always say, the MVP of the show is always you. Those are in the chat watching us. So a hand of applause for you guys. Thank you guys for being part, following, for hitting the like button, for supporting our channel. We're 20 deep right now. It's been over an hour. We still at 20 watching. You guys are awesome. Give yourselves a hand of applause. I'm not going to start mentioning names because I always forget a name out there. So I'm just going to give credit to everybody in the chat. David McNiner, I see you popping in, brother. Good to see you. Richard, Brian, I see you popping in, brother. Once again, I'm going to let Pete say goodnight, and I'm going to let all his platforms pop above him, and then I'll let Brandon do the same, and then we'll let Ancho share with us where you can follow him, and then we'll call it a night. Pete, it's yours. Go for it.
All right. So I appreciate everybody coming in tonight. Make sure that you check out my show on Thursday. I'll be on Niner Fanatic Podcast, and don't know if I'm gonna have a guest yet, but it won't matter because we'll be together. And but I'll be on YouTube. I'll be on Twitter. I'll be on Facebook. I'll be on Twitch. And if you don't want to look at my face, you can always check the audio version. So there is no excuse. I don't care where you get it. Just get it. And remember to tell a friend so we can be friends every day.
Thug Life certified.
All day long.
Love it, love it, love it. Brandon, go for it.
Yes, sir. If you guys haven't yet already, please follow me at YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. You know, all the above, right above me. You feel me? All right, and hopefully we're starting up our original podcasts eventually with the gang, Christian, Dion, Anshul, Beto, and we'll definitely have Pete on there if he wants to join us. But tomorrow is the day where the schedule comes out, so be on the lookout for that. And then if you guys don't want to see this ugly ass mug, like Pete said, we're also on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, all that good stuff. So make sure you just type in Forever Faithful Podcast and hit that like, subscribe button on YouTube. We're at 697 right now. We're trying to get to 700, so please hit that like, subscribe button. We really appreciate and love your guys' support.
There you go. There you go. Support Brandon. Let's get him to 700, guys. Let's get him to 700. Pete, where are you in your channel? Where do we need to get you to?
Can we just get to 4? I just need 400.
Okay. Well, hey,
yes.
let's get Pete to 4. Let's get Brandon to 700.
Right now, I think.
Where did Anshul go?
Ancho's there. Oh shit! I hit the wrong
covered him
button.
up.
Hold on, I hit the wrong. No, the wrong button. There he is. Sorry, Ancho. Ancho, how many do we need to get you to? How many numbers do we need to get you to the next milestone?
Well, I mean, I've kind of restarted my channel a while ago, and I kind of started in the off season again, so it hasn't really been growing too much. So I'd appreciate, if everybody go hit that. subscribe button. I'm on all platforms except for Facebook because I'm not old. So I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be on
Damn, Ancho.
Facebook.
That's fine.
And the
fine.
thing is, if
Anybody that's old, you can always come to my channel. I am
Yeah.
good. Like, please give me all the old folks.
And this is why
if you
Ancho
got
only
dentures,
has like 5
if you
people
got
on his
dentures,
channel.
it's okay. It's okay.
If you're in the elementary and you're 11 years or
you
younger,
have a hearing aid, it's
follow
okay.
Ancho.
It's okay.
Follow
You don't have to
Ancho.
listen.
also, I'm
Hit the
just
subscribe
kidding,
button.
man. I'm just kidding. And also, I'm sorry, but you have to deal with this ugly face. There's no audio version. So.
I'm in the same boat as you, Ancho. And then for me, they need a widescreen TV. So shut up. So help me reach 4,000 members on my channel, guys. I'm trying to grow it again. I stopped for a minute trying to get up there. So help me out. So help us out. All their links are in the description below, except our guest, because he's our guest. But make sure to follow him, support him as well on all platforms. Guys, it's always fun. I enjoy my Tuesdays evening with the boys. This has been the Niners Boys podcast. Until next week, have a wonderful week. Schedule comes out tomorrow. I will be going live tomorrow by myself to talk about the schedule, taking phone calls. So you want to call in, come and hang out with me. On Thursday, I will have Jess from East Coast Red and Gold. We're going to do our normal Niners Now podcast. And then on Friday, I'm going to have my guest, which I cannot remember his name right now. But come and check us. Here we go. Hold on. I got it.
I hope he's not watching.
Niners Camelot with Mark Adams from Niners Camelot. He's going to be there on Friday. So come and check us out on my channel. Show some love. Appreciate each and every one. Until next time, we are out of here. Let's go Niners for life.
Stay faithful.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,